Here's a question. Did you ever play Donkey Kong Country?
Yeah.
Do you remember the guys who walk around like this, and then you bounce on them and they get mad instead? That's what this guy looked like.
He's got metal bolted in the balls of his feet. That student, Manolo Moreno.
Manolo. He's Filipino, right?
When I first met Manolo, I didn't know what to think about him. And eventually I decided I really liked him, but he might have been one of the hardest to understand people I've ever met.
He's a man. He's male.
He always told me that I had the best outfits.
The world sucked, but he made it a little bit of a better place.
Very easygoing, like incredible.
He's kind of like the solid foundation of the relationship. And yeah, he's like my best friend, and I would do anything for him, and I think it's vice versa.
I especially like him in a fat suit.
I don't think I met Manolo until like I was in a scene with him, because he just hides a lot. You don't really aren't aware of him until suddenly he's thrust in front of you.
Manolo's always been really good at coming up with solid ideas. However, his delivery is so specific and a little kooky that it sort of comes off as that sort of takes over the idea that he had in the first place. So it's sort of this weird hybrid of awesome improv with weird character ticks or twitches, if you will. I mean this in the best possible way.
But he just presses on. It doesn't matter what he's doing. He's going to do it. He's going to do it full force. He's going to look like a fool from time to time. He's going to embrace it. He's also going to go for a low joke from time to time. It's something easy. But there's something to be said for that, I think.
He was so quiet, and you never knew what he was thinking, and you still don't, even if you really know him. And you just know that he's thinking about something all the time.
It doesn't matter what he's going to say. He's going to say it in a way that I've never heard it. He's going to come with an interesting sort of timing, a certain sort of freshness. Or if it's something that's really out of the blue, really crazy and non sequitur, it's going to be said in a way that it sounds normal. And in that way it becomes much more hilarious. It has already accepted the absurdity of itself.
I think he's one of the funnier people that I've met, actually. And he does it in a manner where I don't think he even tries to be funny, which I think is kind of a gift. I think a lot of people try really, really hard to be funny and fall on their face. But I think Manolo has kind of a gift of just coming up with something unique without trying, and it's effortless, and I think everybody appreciates that, and it just comes off as very genuine. And speaking of genuine, I just think he's a good person in that sense.
One of the things Manolo told me, no, I don't like that.
What has he done for women? He's given them a platform to show that women can really be funny, and written stuff for women that isn't afraid to kind of touch on the things that are maybe slightly taboo. It's okay to say those things, and it's okay to be weird and funny, and we don't have to just stay within the certain norm of whatever the 50s ideal was of the perfect little girl, and kind of, we are crazy, we are kooky, we do stupid things, and it's okay to talk about it.
He did a lot for the lesbian movement.
You'd be like, hey, 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 and then he would go, whoa, super loudly.
It's really hard for him not to sound like you.
I love his voice.
I love the voice. It wouldn't be the same without the voice.
When I come home, he gets so excited, he runs around the house, and he won't talk to anyone else or sit by anyone else the entire time, which is the best, because it's kind of nice to have him have all the attention on me. And he curls up next to me when I'm visiting.
And he starts talking about his grandma and just about how old his grandma is, and he tells me, my grandma's so old that when my grandma plays soccer, she uses her hands. And I just thought that was kind of funny and kind of weird thing, just recognizing how old grandma is.
He's really good at playing this sort of Is he serious or not?
He used to eat a lot, like all the time. And once my friend came over and didn't know how much to feed him, and he ended up eating himself to death.
He's so diverse.
For his skin tone, I would say he's probably the most talented.
His skin tone's so talented, it sparkles.
What do I think of his skin tone? It's funnier than white, but it's not as funny as black.